Hi.
Hey. Ugh. What
Welcome.
are you sipping on right now?
Oh, Blue Moon.
Sour Monkey,
Disgusting.
a personal favorite of mine.
Welcome to the 2D Research Club. My name is Giuseppe with my co-host Ryan. Today we've got a table.
We do. What were we on before? Can we even call it a couch? Like
I think we were on like a 2012 Dell.
So, Goodwill boys.
Goodwill.
We stay true to the name. So, real quick before we get into all of this, as you can see, let's do the quick fit check. So, you got the Cats musical tee on.
You already know. You already know.
I have the Corvette polo on because I obviously own a very real Corvette. At least I want people to think I do. So yeah, let's start off a bit with our adventure of the day, because as you can see, our set's a little bit different, for the better. We have some propage going on, but where do we get this table?
Goodwill. Where else?
Where else, right?
$70. And look
Actually,
at this.
$69.
Oh, 69, 75, something. Yeah, I rounded it up to 70 though, so it was a straight 70. But check this out.
Yeah, pass me that beer, bro. I'm feeling thirsty. Oh wow, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Let me get that back.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly why we bought this table. Actually, we had been on the hunt for like probably the past month and a half.
Yeah, I know. I've been looking into it for the past like 2 weeks. We've been talking about wanting to get one, but I've been actually looking for like 2 weeks, and I couldn't find anything under like at least $250, and they weren't even like the right kinds of tables.
Yeah, we wanted specifically like this round table, a lot of surface area.
Yeah, we can later on, if we get another shot, we can have a guest on and like come at an angle to kind of get like you guys, and then have one camera, or like just two camera angles,
Right.
and then swap between the two of them and have one kind of far away one that gets the whole scene. That'd be 3 cameras. I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
We'll get there. We're well on the way, but man, it was a journey though, for sure. Like to our surprise, this table was actually there, and it was kind of perfect. It was a little tall, we thought at first, but it works out.
Yeah.
We don't mind the height.
It actually feels a lot better sitting kind of higher up like this.
It's a powerful feeling.
Yeah. It's like sitting in like a truck, like
Yeah.
a diesel or something. You like being high up and looking down onto the cars. You don't like looking up at something.
Yeah. We feel very like entitled from here. It's like you guys are down there looking up at us. Like we're up here, you're down there. Not really, but
Yeah.
Let us feel good for a sec, but
We're sitting on our high horses.
exactly. So we find this table and we're like, we could totally fit this in the
2009 Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, the hard thing is with the round table is like it's so wide at the polar opposite ends,
And it just stays.
and it's hard to, you can't like finagle a corner, and so we tried, we couldn't get it. So we're like thinking everybody we know with the truck, which is like 0 people, but we're calling anyways, like, hey, like your mildly larger car, do you think you fit it? But no one got back to us, so we got a U-Haul.
Yeah. We went back in Goodwill. They put the table in the back, and I just went on U-Haul to rent. I just wanted to get like a cargo van, but we ended up having to rent a 15-foot truck just
I was thinking
for this
even
table.
the U-Haul trucks with the truck bed, but like this is all they had.
I always because the cargo vans are the same price as, this is pointless information, but they're the same price as the pickup truck, and I like the cargo van because it has a roof. It's like housed, so it can't fly out of the back or anything.
Right, you don't have to tie it down and shit. But like, yeah, it was total overkill. But so we go to pick it up, and we're thinking it's gonna be like this facility.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a U-Haul facility, or at least like a budget, or something
like a
that.
smaller scale one. But like this was straight like it. It smelled like horse shit there.
Yeah, it was out in the sticks of Arizona here on the west side. It was just very far south down, and everything that was around was like farmhouses, and what was right next door to where we picked the truck up. I mean, the place where we picked the truck up looked kind of like, you know, just an office next to a warehouse building, which is exactly what it was, but like a sheet metal, like a barn, you know, made of sheet
it looked
metal.
like a straight up barn, and there was like the one U-Haul out front. Like,
yeah.
Either all the other ones are rented or this is their only U-Haul. I don't know.
I think it's their only U-Haul, because the reason why we had to do that was because all the actual like U-Haul facilities were closed, because we did this at like 6 or 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, I want to get it today. And this is the only one that had an available truck. There was one other place that had a 17-foot available, but I was like, this one's a little closer and 15 feet, you know. It was $10 cheaper for 2 feet. But it was interesting, you know. Had to figure out where we get the keys from and stuff, because there was nobody there. You know, we just pull up, leave my car in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you show up to a desolate farm like, all right, pick up your U-Haul, figure it out.
Yeah.
So we got all that sorted, and the second we like get situated in the U-Haul and everything, and like have the windows down, and we're like, it's kind of warm, so we bump the AC. It smells straight up like horse shit.
Yeah.
Just like flying through the vents, and I'm like, we like thought it was just outside, but we put it up, and even like 15 minutes, like when we're getting close to Goodwill, it's still like it was like trapped
Every
in
single
there.
time we would like get to our destination, get out, do whatever we needed to do, get back in, turn the U-Haul back on, and when the AC turned on, it smelled like the horse shit out in the area where we picked up the U-Haul.
It was just like years of horse shit smell trapped in that U-Haul.
And I mean, it didn't take long. You know, we got it all done probably in like an hour, maybe a little more.
Yeah, we you know, hightailed back. We picked it up.
I wanted to get to my car. I was like, I don't like that I'm leaving my car there.
Yeah, but
it seemed like such a perfect, like, imagine, it would be stupid because obviously they just look around the area, but imagine you live right across the street and you know people just come in the middle of the night for this 24/7 truck share and leave their cars. So you just like, you're sitting out there, you see somebody, you're like, you want to go see if they left their car unlocked? It would be such an easy, just run across the street. You know they're not coming back for at least 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, like, to be honest, I wasn't even really worried about your car, but I had a pair of Truey jeans, some True Religion I picked up
That's
at
why I was
Goodwill on the
worried
way
about
out.
the car.
Yeah, like, fuck the car, but it was like, those Trueys, man, that's gold in there, you know?
You want to give some context? Because I don't know if anybody knows what those are.
So, yeah, like, True Religion jeans, like, they're...
Oh, I know what those are, but
Yeah.
that's the first time I've heard you call them the name.
But yeah, the Trueys is, you know... Listen to Cemetery and it all makes sense. I'm not going to give any more context than that, but it's a flex, and they're like $20, so they're normally like 175 or something. So had to get them. Got to see Spider-Man, damn it!
What are you doing?
Look, like how nice this is.
You knocked the chibi over.
I was going to say everything was untouched. Sorry, Cheebs.
Yeah,
But yeah, so brought the table back, cleaned it up, gave it a little lemon pledge action.
Gave it the tender love and care she deserves.
And now we have some propage. You know, it's stuff we had, but
it was right next to where we were shooting before.
yeah,
But it just was off camera because you can see, you know, this is pretty much all the room we have. So
yeah, we had like alcohol in one corner, some anime stuff on the other side, but now it's like we have the little manga stack, the Doki hat, you know, little Chainsaw Man pup. We were in a bit of a contentious argument earlier because he said I seemed more like the Asuka guy, and he kept Ray to himself, but I'm like, I definitely wanted that one on my side, but this is what I got. And she's not bad.
yeah, Ray definitely sits on my side though. You can't deny that.
We have the 20 size, the whole, it's like a D&D set, right?
Yeah.
I got it for Magic, but
I mean, we could play a mean one shot at this table.
oh yeah,
Do like a gladiator coliseum, you know, everybody isekais to this coliseum, and you just go in with your party and fight like waves of mobs and then one big boss, and then you go to sleep and wake up and it's another boss.
See, that's a brilliant
traveling,
idea. You
no
just
story.
shouldn't share yet. They shouldn't even know about this because that's content, baby.
We can do it. It's
yeah,
fine.
that's gonna be something, and we're stoked on that. We've talked about that for quite a bit.
It'll be a little difficult, like the logistics of like microphones, recording,
Right,
actually making it a content piece. We'll probably do it just for fun with friends long before we record something, but I think it'd be fun to get into.
Yeah. So other than that, we just we have our whiskey bottles. Huge fan of Four Roses bourbon, as you could tell. Have the custom custom bottle right here from Kentucky, actually, where the distillery is, has my name on it. Then the other single barrel, of course, an excellent choice. Awesome glasses. Shout out Angelo. Shout out Frogman. Hooking the boys up over here. So, yeah, we're stoked on it. You have something to look at besides like us, because that's not a lot.
I mean,
to
it
look
doesn't,
at there,
and we're officially on Spotify, soon to be on other platforms.
Yeah,
but it's not going to do too much for the people who listen on audio. But we got some props. We've got Ray and Asuka from Neon Genesis. Who's this?
So that is Mia from It's so late right now. I'm totally slipping.
Is it Hokage Tea Time?
No,
Hokago Tea Time.
Love Live.
Love Live. Oh,
Love Live. Yeah.
Oh, I think I have a Love Live figure too.
Really.
Yeah.
My nicest figure, and we have the little chibi of the guitarist, and her name's slipping me, but we got half the band right there.
Yeah, and then some manga. God, I'm gonna feel bad reading these names. Goblin Slayer, Peter Grill.
Don't mention that one.
And the Philosopher's Time.
Yeah, don't just skip over that one.
Oh.
But we have Gantz, Tokyo Ghoul, some Japanese titles. I actually just kind of read like a picture book because they're not yet translated.
Yeah,
they're pretty fresh.
Can't read them.
Yeah, Demon Slayer up top. So yeah, a little stack, a humble stack.
Doki Literature Club hat.
Yeah.
I just figured to give some description because people might listen on audio. This is
Absolutely,
cool for us, and like definitely come check out the video because this table's nice.
Yeah.
There was that whole spinning thing in the circle that if you're listening on audio, you didn't get to see. Just go watch that part of the video.
Really, we're going over it in the intro. Just peep the intro and just say screw the rest for audio. But yeah, so
no more visual bits, I promise.
So thank you for sticking with us this far. We do have a little bit to talk about, so we kind of went over, how we got our set. What are some things we wanted to bring up today? We had a few points we kind of wanted to go over, so.
Well, I know we had watched a movie, and I think we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
definitely. Yeah, that's a big one.
A quick and easy one, just talking about Attack on Titan Final Season Part 4, Episode 46, Minute 13. Saga 2.
They're losing me at this point. They're kind of notorious.
But it's the same thing as like they were going to release a movie, but instead of a movie, it's just a 3-part series.
3-episode, right?
Yeah, it's just like a 3-episode movie, but they're going to do it that way to give them ample time or fit their time schedule or something. I don't know,
In 2023.
Yeah.
We have to wait. It's not like a surprise at this point. Like if you followed Attack on Titan the past 10 years, you've had to wait.
Yeah, it doesn't
it's worth the wait.
To me, it's like, a movie next year, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's taken so long for this shit to come out, but yeah, I mean, it sucks, but I don't mind. We've got Attack on Titan to look forward to next season.
We do. It's kind of like, it's the beauty of you forget about it by that point, and then it hits and you're all stoked. You're like, oh yeah, that was happening.
Yeah. And I haven't even, to the point I got caught up in that one day, I haven't watched it again, so I'm not even caught up now. But now that we're out of it, I think this week I am going to binge the rest of it that's out, just get caught up to where we're at.
Yeah, I think I'm like 2 behind, if maybe 1 behind, but...
Yeah, but I mean, hey,
good, so.
We got a year.
Yeah.
We got 1 more year to watch like 6 episodes.
Yeah, no rush. No rush, minute a day.
I could watch like a second a day, and I think we'd still
catch up in time.
We'd still hit our deadline.
So, a couple other things we're going to go over is we were actually, I almost want to say hosting this unintentionally, but we were playing through Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, yeah.
And we were voicing the characters as we went through. And then our buddy and his girlfriend came over, and we were like, you're just going to have to like sit through this.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, just like we have a good thing going, just like don't ruin our good time. So we actually got them in on it. They were trying to do the voices too, and like it was a lot of fun. But I think Monica probably had the most like eclectic taste and like we would do like, so you guys finally came to the classroom, and then like you were doing your voice like
yeah. Which one?
You had the girly voices.
Mine didn't change very much. I just kind of like changed the inflection. Like for Yuri, be like,
yeah,
I really like books. But
I was doing kind of like Joker when they're reading off the poetry.
Yeah.
A starless sky, roses brim with blood. It's all very like when you're picking. So this is the very beginning of the game, but when you're like picking out words specifically for poetry, like you try to keep in mind like who you want to impress the most, and like it'll be like love, giddy, pain, toil,
depression,
yeah. And it's like the game starts to take its dark twist very soon on, so I'm not gonna like spoil all of it, of course, if you guys haven't played before, but
it's been out this long. I mean, if you haven't played, you've probably seen what it's about. But we don't have to get into the specifics, but yeah, it's just a kind of, it's a game where you fail.
Yeah.
But
in all honesty, my first time playing it, like I've seen complete playthroughs. I've watched them on YouTube, but I've never like played it myself.
You own the hat.
And I own the hat. I've, just perpetual poser, with Nier, and now it's this, but
yeah, we're getting you up to speed.
I've cleared my name with both so far.
I just think it's funny, honestly, that it's weird because a lot of the things you find aesthetically pleasing when it comes to anime, and you buy, and like you didn't play Nier, you didn't play Doki Doki.
Yeah.
A lot of them seem to be video games as well, so I get you there because you don't really sit down and binge a game like I do.
Right,
like I played Doki Doki in one sitting.
Yeah.
That was like 14 straight hours.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because you're so versed in anime and shit. Like we can go title for title, but we've both watched about the same amount of anime, but we've watched only a smaller percentage than I would think are the same. Like you've seen a lot of shit I haven't.
Right.
And but your aesthetic call is like all this shit that's like, oh yeah, I played that because I just found it randomly or something. It's just, I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like the Uncle John's bathroom reader of this shit, where it's like I read up on it. I know I could talk about Nier and talk about Doki Doki without having played them before, because I was like interested in the concept. But like you said, like, I love video games, but I play so much more like casually. Like, I just take my sweet time, play through one, and like you like balls to the wall. You get into a game and you're like into that game. Like you don't leave your room.
I get very easily hyper fixated, and I think that's why I never come back to anything,
Yeah.
Like the first night I do it, I'll get disgusting about it for like a day or two. And then after that I'll drop off for a couple weeks cuz I can't just give partial. If I'm going to sit down and play something like Elden Ring or Skyrim or any of these games I play, I sit down and I smash them just because I get fixated. I start enjoying something and it's all I think about.
This is how I describe it. I feel like you treat games like a hookup, where it's like it's exciting in the moment. You're super invested. You're like, this is the last night of my life. I'm going to make it count. And you're just all in. But then you're like, what was their name again? The next day? You might come back to it. They might be in your contacts. But like when I play a game, it's like a marriage, It's like it's not always exciting, but it's like it's been a few years, but I'll go back and play Nitro Plus Blasters. Like I'm still into the same game. It just doesn't change. I'm not trying new things. I've settled down,
Yeah.
Where you you chase the thrill.
I mean, I like games, man. I like trying a lot of games. There's a lot of good shit out there.
There is. There really is. Like, even just like the cheapies, like we've talked about it before, but we're still on like Vampire Survivor.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been so much fun.
That's a great game for $3.
$3, yeah. We've told you once, we'll tell you again, just like $3, bro.
If you're looking for something that you can just like, you invite some people over and you're like, oh, I don't really want to like host. Throw on Vampire Survivors, toss them a controller and say, play this.
Right.
It's like, it's entertaining. It's easy enough for anybody to pick up immediately, and like there's enough action going on. When you know when somebody's low health and you see that chicken and you're like, bro, there's a chicken.
Yeah.
Get it. It's fun, you know? It's a really good game to play with people, I think.
Yeah.
Even by yourself. I mean.
Oh yeah, and it's like, even if you're not like you're with people that aren't gamers, they could still find enjoyment in playing this game.
It's simple enough because all you have to do is move, and you just like tell them about what the things do. I think it's a really good game to like play with somebody who's not really a gamer.
Yeah.
Because it's simple enough for them to be like, okay, I can play this, you know, whatever. And you can talk about like what kind of builds. It's simple enough for them to be interested in because they know they don't have to like learn a skill to be good at it.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's an RNG roguelike. I think roguelikes are great, you know, just chill on the couch when you have people over games.
In our generation especially, it's like nostalgic, you know, because it's a lot of games that we played when we were younger in that theme. It all feels like Gauntlet to me, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I'll find that we play a lot of the same games at different times. We'll like swap. We're never playing at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play Nier, and like I'm very interested in Nier, but I'm playing, you know, Scarlet Nexus still, and I'll probably finish that, play Nier, and then when you're done with Nier, you'll probably pick up Scarlet. You know, you'll get bored one day, and it's like,
well,
we're
I don't
always
know.
in that rotation.
When I'm finished with Replicant, I might go back to Automata and try to get another couple endings.
There's a lot to do in that game.
I just got to A2's part of it. You know, I don't know. I think I've put like at least 40 to 50 hours.
I mean, once you get to A1's part, that's the sauce. That was a really shitty joke.
There's no A1.
I know.
Close though, A2.
Yeah.
Bro, A1 steak sauce. Did you ever used to just like pour it on a plate and dip a fork in it and eat it?
All the time.
Dude, it's so good. I don't really care to actually put it on anything, but it is such a good sauce.
You know, A1 is so boxed, though. People think just steak when it's like, you even read the back of it. It's like, throw it on your pizza, throw it on, you know, this or that. It's like,
no, it's like
it's good on pizza.
It's like
fries.
buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
It's like a not spicy buffalo sauce. If you just want to put sauce on something, but you don't want it to be spicy at all, well, I mean, some people might think A1 is spicy, but those people are the people that think ketchup is spicy.
Yeah, they think everything's spicy at that point.
Yeah,
but
which it is filled with spice, but it's not like hot. It doesn't like burn your mouth.
Right.
Some people it does. It doesn't burn my mouth. Let's fix my speech. Let's not generalize.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll
cheers to that.
cheers to that.
I knocked over the fucking chibi. I didn't even smash
Poor
on the
Cheebs,
table.
She's
We might have
at the wrong end of things today, yeah.
We might have to think of a different method here.
You know, so I have an Asuna figure. I put an Asuna Cheebs on it, but I actually like Gorilla Glued her to it, so I might just have to do the same thing there.
Yeah. Do we have any?
That one you could literally chuck at a wall and it's not coming off. But yeah, we have some Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, we can just do it later.
Yeah, definitely. So a couple other topics we were going over is nothing, you know, pivotal, groundbreaking as far as anime news, but just some little, you know, interesting tidbits, something that we found. We're like, oh, hey, like, that's cool to know. So we're going through r/anime Reddit, you know, community bringing it together.
r/anime news.
Anime news.
Anime's a little different. I like going through anime news because, like, look, it's not overdone, you know?
Right.
I'm sorting by hot, but everybody's pretty good on this. It looks like a pretty small community, honestly. I've never really paid attention to the upvotes.
Yeah.
But, like, it seems like a pretty small community, but they got some good stuff on here. So, I mean, if you're interested, check out Anime News because.
So we could kind of speed run like a couple topics, but Blue Exorcist getting its manga, continued in, what is it, July? June.
In June.
So the June issue of Jump. So we're going to see a bit of that. I think a lot of people kind of fell off after, as far as watching, like the anime season 2. But for
the
those
Kyoto
who are reading,
project or whatever it was. Yeah. I never really continued after that. Blue Exorcist was one of those ones that at the beginning of the show, I was super invested. I was like, this is sick. And then I got like into the second season, I think. Maybe, I don't know how many seasons there were, but I got a little bit into the show and started like just falling out of touch with it. I didn't.
Yeah, same here. Like, I can't even say I finished the second season. I know I watched some of it, but the first one, like, banger, and then the second one, I was kind of like, oh, and like other stuff was coming out.
I didn't finish it, and I cared so little about it that I went straight to the Kyoto project when it was coming out just to check it out. And the reason why I probably didn't enjoy that is because I had no idea what was going on.
Right, like no context.
Yeah, it just kind of pops into places, and I'm like, maybe I should go back and rewatch this. But it was just one of those ones. I feel like it was super cool, but there was something about it that just lacked intrigue.
Yeah,
me,
it felt almost very conclusive in season 1 too. Like you got your fill.
Yeah,
and then when there was this, season 1, I'm sorry, but like with season 2, you're like, there's more.
It was strikingly like a worse version of Blood Plus. Did you ever watch Blood Plus?
Yeah.
Not Blood C.
No. I've seen Blood C. I have not seen Blood Plus.
Blood Plus is actually pretty cool. I saw Blood Plus originally thinking it was the original, but I think Blood C is the original, right?
Real? I thought Blood C was the newest because it already kind of builds off of the fact that she doesn't know who she is. And
maybe I don't know. Maybe
we'll
Blood
C.
Yeah, it's been so, dude. I watched Blood Plus and Blood C maybe 10 years ago.
They're not doing like Blood anything anymore, right? Like that's done.
It's still pretty. It's got a niche category. I think like there is a large group of people that like it, but it is one of those things. I don't think anything's really happened. So it's an anime from 9 years ago.
It's one to watch, but not one to be watching.
Not a lot of people are like, it's not a hot topic of conversation of people discussing it right now because I think it's not really. I also think it comes from a visual novel, which I think is harder for people to adapt. Is it a visual novel or is it a light novel?
I don't even like what Blood Plus was. Or,
I'm not even. I was
just mean generally.
I was gonna say I'll look it up, but I mean I don't even know if I want to like get into that realm because
bro, just skip it.
Yeah,
we don't even.
2011, Jesus Christ. Yeah, but on the note of really good anime that were so good that I went and read the entire manga, Masamune-kun's Revenge is getting a season 2.
We have the official trailer out. We're both equally stoked on that. That is an excellent series.
I feel like it's not good. I don't know why I like it so much. I get it mixed up with there's another one. I can't remember the name of it, but it's very similar. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do, and I don't know the name either, but there are two kind of in this vein, but basic premise, without giving it away, is guy's chubby, awkward, gets skinny, full of himself in high school. Takes it from there.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good watch.
Comes back to try to get his revenge on the girl he thinks broke his heart when he was fat. It's the whole, like, reason. He's trying to date her to break up with her. He wants her to fall in love with him so he can break up with her, but every time they get closer, he realizes that, he's just being an asshole and he actually just wants to be better for her or whatever.
Pretty much,
I read the end of it, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't remember. I don't remember who he like chooses to be with.
As much as we have, which a lot of you have probably watched even more, but then you could relate even more so that you just forget a lot of names.
Yeah.
Forget a lot of endings, plots of what you watched. There's just so much of volume. That's why there's things like my anime list where it's like you could log it, because if I didn't like put down everything I've watched, I wouldn't remember
Yeah,
half of it, like in conversation,
90% of it. But this one, I think it's
Yeah.
like it's in the era of the time I watched like Nisekoi, which is
Right.
another one. I think I was trying to get into reading manga more, which is just more difficult for me because I have to sit down and find it and read it, whatever.
Yeah.
But because I read Nisekoi as well.
You read Nisekoi?
Yeah,
Okay.
I watched them both at the same time. Did they ever finish animating Nisekoi? I know they did Nisekoi too, but did it finish? Was it conclusive?
I think I read, so I don't want to say I read ahead. I read spoilers ahead after Nisekoi 2. So I don't think that was conclusive
Okay.
to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But that's been a while too. It's the same thing,
Yeah. Maybe I didn't actually read Nisekoi. No, I'm pretty sure I did. It's just tough because there's a few things that happen throughout the series that are very similar between them, even though they're different. Like the points in the show, the people that are in them are completely different. Like I mean, in Nisekoi, he's like the son of a mob boss.
Yeah.
Masamune Kun's revenge has nothing to do with that, but I still get them mixed up because of plot points.
Yeah. No, I definitely, I see that comparison there. But what else was coming out? I feel like there was a couple things. There was another one that was just announced. So I will say this. Metamorphosis manga gets an adaptation for October of 2022. Same studios redo as a healer. Anyways, so we're also looking at
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has a 10th anniversary thing coming out. I know nothing about what JoJo's up to nowadays.
I think that was just like artwork or
No, I think there's a new thing coming out, right? I think this is just the artwork, but I think I saw something else. There's like some thing being released for the 10th anniversary.
I don't know enough about it, so I won't touch on it, but that's something to look into if you are interested. What was coming out this June? Rent-A-Girlfriend, right?
Oh yeah, season 2 for July. That one is the July one.
That's right, around my birthday. Hell yeah! So that's one that's kind of been anticipated for getting its season 2 finally.
Yeah, I don't think I ever finished season 1, but it was
really.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable show. No, I can't remember if I did. I think I got like 6 episodes in.
Yeah,
but it was enjoyable. I need to go back and watch it. Now that they're having a season 2, especially. I got a year.
Yeah.
I'll get caught up.
Yeah, you got
fine.
time.
Yeah.
You got time.
Got plenty of time.
Well, I don't know if you have a year. No, that's in July. That's like a couple months.
Nah, I got a year. Don't worry about it.
So another one that's pretty cool is Sword Art Progressive. Does have, I don't even know how to say it, like Scherzo of Deep Night. Scherzo?
Sounds right.
Scherzo, yeah. So for those who aren't familiar, Sword Art Progressive is kind of, it's the Sword Art story. They go back and they see everything from Asuna's perspective. And I think there's this misconception that people see it as like, oh, it's like this cash grab, but it's in the light novels. There's the progressive light novels. It was written by the author pretty soon after the original series. So it's really interesting because there's those holes of you see a lot of what Kirito's doing, but you don't know what Asuna's doing before she meets him, kind of while they're together in between. So this is just the second part to kind of touching on her perspective of things, which
they just wanted to animate that Minotaur again.
Right.
It's the whole reason.
Which you were saying earlier too, when we were kind of talking about it briefly, is like that's kind of the best part still for a lot of people for Sword Art, is like that beginning 1 or 2 arcs. So
yeah, I really like the beginning of Sword Art, like the original Sword Art. It's really good. But I don't know. I don't care, Even if they just wanted to reanimate it, I'm glad. If it wasn't something that had been written before and it was just something they were like, we're going to reanimate it from Asuna's perspective. That sounds sick.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. Give me an updated version of Sword Art from a different perspective. On board.
So I know they do it in movies, typically progressive, but it would be cool to see even like a shorter series of that. But
Yeah. I'm not against it. It sounds really cool. I saw a little bit of it, and I mean, it seems like it holds the same style, you know, just kind of updated, maybe a little more FPS.
yeah,
But it's sick. I'd like to know a little more about that section of the world, because Sword Art's one of those things. It's just, you know, it's grown into something way more than I think of it. There's just a lot of stuff that goes on. Like, what's that one that's the Gun Gale, but it's the other people?
oh, so that's kind of with like the girl in like the pink outfit, with
Yeah.
the rifle. Yeah, that was forgettable, and that's why I can't remember the name. I'll be honest here. I watched an episode, I think, of that, and
Alternative.
yeah, Gun Gale Alternative. So I think it's like it's the same animation style, of course, and it's technically sword art, but like it feels nothing like sword art. So
It feels kind of like, oh, god damn it, that's going to happen a lot.
the Cheebs.
It feels like Isekai Quartet, but animated normally.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a gag.
Did you ever watch Isekai Quartet?
I did actually. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. You got like
It's cute,
Subaru
yeah.
and the Momonga from Overlord.
Seeing their
It's-
interactions is funny, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not like a serious interaction. That'd be cool if it was like Isekai Quartet, but like an actual like
Like one of
intersection of universes. Like
one of those who would wins, Goku or Monkey D. Luffy.
those are all, God.
There's just some multiverse conjoining event that happens and brings them together so that these two people from two separate shows can fight.
But I like that because those are kind of normal scaled characters. It's always so contentious when it's like, obviously Goku would win. It's like, no, after Monkey D. Luffy eats the God fruit, and it's like people get so pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to think of any of that because I've never like sat down and tried to fully and fundamentally analyze the powers of an anime character and how they would stack up against another one.
Right, yeah.
I've never really thought about it much. Like, I always like watching the comparisons and stuff and people talking about like, oh, this and this, but I never really know, you know? I don't think Goku's that sick.
You know, Goku was supposed to be dead.
He should be, honestly, by this point.
The first time he died, he was supposed to stay dead, and Gohan was going to take after him and be like the protagonist of the series. That's how the author intended it.
But they realized, hey, we can make a lot more money if we...
That and a lot of people bitched about it, too. And like, yeah, I think it was kind of dropping off at that point. Like, well, Goku's dead, and Goku's the strongest thing ever. So, like, it just... He's like, well, I guess I have to find a way to bring him back to life. And here Goku still is.
Yeah.
Strongest of them all.
Yeah. I mean, is he, though?
He's like...
I feel like you can't necessarily say
there.
that in the sense of, like, he loses and then comes back and fights more.
But...
Like, put him in a situation
It
where he
has to
can't be
be.
revived by the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, but it almost has to be like where he has to lose sometimes, because if he just keeps winning, I mean, it's like he'll always be put on top if people are like, oh, well, Eren Yeager as the, founding Titan versus Goku. People will be like, obviously Goku. And then if you say like Goku versus Pain, obviously Goku, Goku versus anybody, there's always going to be people in the Goku camp.
Well, maybe it's just because, like, Goku's whole character is just, oh, I lost? All right, I'll overcome this.
But what about, like, Saitama? What about One Punch Man?
Oh,
Can his
yeah.
one punch take out Goku?
Oh, yeah. Because Goku takes a lot of punches. Goku's the weakest anime character.
Ever.
You can't even fight fucking One Punch Man.
Not even Great Balls Boy from My Hero. He just...
Great balls?
He's...
Does he have great balls? Oh,
yeah, he throws
great
those little...
balls. Oh, yeah,
his
yeah.
name's not even worth remembering right
No,
now, but...
fuck that. I don't care.
Yeah, forget that noise. Shield Hero 2.
Mm-hmm.
We
Season
talked
2.
about it before.
There was a new official trailer, probably like a week or two ago, but it's close. It's so close.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Shield Hero. And it's just
Yeah.
like the whole first season, you know, it's not as slow as Mushoku Tensei,
Right.
but it just doesn't give it all away immediately. You know, there's a large portion of season 1 where he's just kind of down on the luck. It's him building up, and season 2 is, you know, right when they introduce the heroes from the spoilers here, just in case. Use it if you're on Spotify, use that little go ahead 15 seconds button and just tap like 10 times. But the heroes from the other world where the waves are coming from that are fighting against his group, you know, it's like the other world, the portals that are opening where all the demons are coming through that they're having to fend off like waves in a video game there's heroes over there who have been summoned to go fight as well.
Right.
So it's like a, you know, like a 4v4 or whatever matchup, and they just got introduced. And then the season 1 ended, and I was like, oh, fuck, sick. And then I looked at when it came out, and I was like, oh, it's been 2 years? I'm never getting this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to read it if I want to figure it out, which I would have, I think, eventually. But I'm glad season 2 is coming out, and we're close.
Yeah.
Right as Attack on Titan ends, Shield Hero picks up. God smiles upon me today. I'm going to grab the
Handbrake.
the bruise. Not the cloud lifter.
Fuck.
All right. We're back.
We are back.
And we're going to talk about a really fun movie we watched together last night.
Like 1 a.m, and it was 2 hours, right? We finished at like 3.
Yeah.
So right now we're cracking open a Honey Hefeweizen. It's a 5.1 ABV. And it's made in Gilbert, Arizona, good old East Side. So looking for the brewer's name right now. It's Flying Basset Brewing. So we've had these before. We got a 4-pack. We've had a tester. So this is not our first time trying it, but
They are really smooth.
yeah, this is tasty stuff.
Very easy to drink.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, we're definitely going to be sipping on these. So about the movie,
You want to give a quick little synopsis of what it's about, or do we want to kind of lead up into what we were doing?
yeah, because
Kind
I
of
feel
what
like
we were looking for.
there's a lot of lore that
Yeah.
comes into it. So you've been watching kind of the Korean like rom-coms and Korean drama movies, right? Like
Yeah.
You've seen 1 or 2.
Not
at least
so much as
recently.
like the rom-coms as just like Korean movies. I think the cinematography is top tier.
I did not understand what you meant until I had watched this one.
Yeah.
But I had been on, and I never thought I would say this, but a major like K-pop kick. Like some of them just have such, like I didn't know it was so diverse as it is. I always thought it was kind of just like, you know, teeny boppy, like bopping. But like some of them have like drops. And I have been hooked on like the dance choreography and like, it's captivated me. So you had brought up, you're like, yeah, we should find like a movie. And we did a little VPN action. This one may have been on Netflix anyways, but we were trying to find another one. But anyways, we had one in mind. It wasn't what we thought it was. So
Yeah.
we found another one, and I kind of just randomly was like, oh, let's watch this one. Did not think about the name
Yeah.
whatsoever.
And what was the name?
Love and Leashes.
Let
Maybe
that
it was-
settle in a little bit.
Maybe-
Love and Leashes.
Maybe it's like some dog walkers, you know, that fall in love. But
I
like,
thought it was like Love and Lashes, or like Must Love Dogs, you know? Like
there was a dog walker actually in it, funny enough.
Yeah.
But no, it's about like BDSM.
yeah.
But not like, so this is, we see the intro and they're showing like the whips and like the chains and stuff, and we're like, oh man, this
we
is
start
gonna
thinking
be...
like, oh wait, we may have made a mistake, but we decided to full send it.
Yeah, we thought it was gonna be like the Korean like 50 Shades of Grey,
Which it kind of similar, but it was like what is it, 50 Shades Darker, where she gets the power.
right? But like this is so much more wholesome
Yeah.
than you would expect. So watching Love and Leashes, you see this kind of tale between handsome coworker, gets hired into the workplace, she notices him, receives a package, turns out it's a collar.
Yeah.
And he's trying to play it off like, oh, it's for my dog. And yeah, the thing is, it's not like the whole... I haven't seen 50 Shades of Grey, so I can't speak on it too much.
Neither
but
have
like, I think it's like the dude like owns it. You know, he's like, yeah, I'm into this shit. You know, but like this guy was like embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
Didn't want anyone to know. Never felt like he could be himself. But it turns out like she's not into this thing, but she likes this guy, and she's like, well,
And she originally she walks past one of like a lingerie store, and she has this kind of fantasy of him approaching her and like wanting to put the collar on her, and she's like, nah, I don't even like wearing turtlenecks, like I'm not into this.
yeah.
But you know, it's not until slightly later into the movie that we find out the collar wasn't to put onto somebody, he wanted it put on him.
Yeah.
You know, he's a sub.
Yeah.
Which just kind of, you know,
He's a
not-
sandwich.
That's not typical of what you expect, especially in the way they were framing it. It's like she was always envisioning like, I don't know if I'm about this. And then he just comes out of the gate like, be my master.
Not daddy dommy, it's mommy dommy.
It's mommy dommy in this one.
Yeah, it's straight mommy dommy. And she's always kind of been known to like, she had trouble with meeting guys. You know, she's a very beautiful woman, but she always had a very stern look on her face, you know? But that was kind of the appeal that drew him to her. He's like, oh, she'd make like the perfect like dom, because she was very much like just had that stern look and like that very straightforward way of speaking.
Yeah.
And they mess around with it a little bit, like not even like a, you know, promiscuous way as much as like just she's curious to find out what it's about. He barks like a dog a little bit, you know,
which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and it's more comical. It's not like dark and sinister and violent.
For
It's
being
like,
a movie about BDSM, I laughed and felt like, aw, many
there's
more
so many
times.
like it's a sweet feeling and like you're not expecting that.
Yeah.
But as you pointed out earlier, and like I finally understood like the Korean like cinematography was like those shots.
There was some sick
like
shots,
the colors, and it's like, did they even make packing peanuts and rainbow like that?
Yeah.
It's like it was so well thought out.
That one scene where she's stepping on his back with stilettos, and it's like the super close up that slowly zooms out from the shoe, like between the thing. Like, this sounds crazy, but if you guys watch it, and you know, it doesn't really have to do much with BDSM. It's not like a sexual show. It's like a Hallmark Channel rom-com.
Honestly, yeah, that was a great way to put it.
But shot like how AAA studio movies that we get in theaters here are shot.
Yeah.
There's certain scenes where it's like, yeah, this seems like it would be on cable TV, and then they just hit you with this scene that's beautifully lit. The perspective of like size and everything, just it's Korean cinematography.
You know, just talking about it's getting me excited. I'm like, damn, I might watch one tonight. You know?
Yeah, watch another one.
Yeah, but
there's so many good ones, man.
That was my first one, the first foray in. So like you were mentioning this other one that was like pretty comical, you know, in a lot of ways. But I was about to say what happened, but that's like the ending. I thought it was the plot point, but
yeah. What are you talking about? Sweet and sour?
Yeah, sweet and sour. So for those who haven't seen it, like a guy, a little on the heftier side, meets a nurse, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah. I like it, man. The writing, you know, it's not like the dialogue is crazy or anything, but there are twists that are like, whoa, okay. You know, this would never happen in a million years, but the twist was something you don't anticipate. You know, it subverts what you think is gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like with Korean film. I feel like they play off corny so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like corny, but like in an enticing way where you're not like turned off by it. You're like, I kind of like this. Like,
Yeah.
it's charming.
It's simple.
You know?
You don't have to think about it too much, but occasionally they're going to throw you that shot that makes you think like, I think I might be into film. Like, that was cool. And some of them are like 2-second shots, just little slip-ins. They just cut them in there and it's like, wait, go back to that. Give me more. I want to see that. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good movie, man. I honestly, like, when you picked it, I was like, oh, well, you know, like, we could try to find a different one maybe.
Yeah.
And then once I figured out what it was about and where it was going and, like, just how it looked, I was like, I don't really know about this, but I can comfortably say I would recommend that movie to somebody.
Yeah, we just went to the point where it's like, let's run it.
Yeah.
Like, we could have found another one, but I was like, yeah,
fuck it.
I'll give it a chance.
Just let it play. Who gives a shit?
First 10 minutes, and yeah, it was nice.
It was a pretty good movie, man.
It was a good movie.
I got some laughs. I got some feels. It was nice.
It's a movie I would watch again, like showing somebody else. You know, like, oh, you gotta check this out.
Every time the minute he starts barking in that hotel room, just look over. And
shut
be like,
your dog up. Yeah.
Do you like this movie? I wonder how people are envisioning it in their head because I know they're probably not getting it right.
Yeah, you have to. It's one of those you have to watch to understand. Where it's like if you tried to explain it to me, I'd be like,
BDSM
what?
couple, the guy pretends to be a dog and he's barking.
It sounds disturbing.
To me, it just sounds like the title of something I'd see on Pornhub.
You mean P-Hub.
Or like OnlyFans. I guess that's where they do like the dog play, right? We'll just move on. We'll just move on. It's fine. Hey, bark, bark, bark.
Yeah.
It was a good movie though. I'm genuinely glad we watched it. As fucking stupid as it is and everything, like I tell you guys, if you want to have a good giggle and you don't mind an hour and 40 minutes of your time being taken, watch Love and Leashes because it's entertaining.
Just so we don't get demonetized, I'm gonna insert this right here as a separate audio clip, and you're gonna put this over what you said, okay?
Okay.
P-Hub.
Oh. Okay. I'll do that.
Absolutely.
I won't do that. I'm not going to do that.
You should do that.
I'll do that.
Maybe. We'll see. So, you're probably so curious what we're doing with the beer pairing because we're already a little buzzed from, I'll be honest, Sour Monkey's like a 9.5%, and it always gets me cruising after even just a bottle. Especially after a Chico.
I'm feeling pretty good, but I didn't drink it.
Yeah, so I'm feeling a little better than you are.
I didn't drink a monkey.
But you're probably wondering, what could these boys be pairing with the Honey Hefeweizen? Because obviously we're both drinking the same beer. It has to be the pairing, right? Well, it is.
Yeah.
What are we pairing it with? What could it be?
Dun 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 dun.
It's so simple. This one. It's the last thing we talked about. Last thing. Love and Leashes.
It's 2D because it's on a screen, by the way.
Yeah, we're just, we had this conversation earlier. I said, like, it's almost undeniable, like, you've gone full weep when it's not only anime, but you're like, oh, I'm also into K-pop and K-dramas.
Yeah. Where you reintegrate a small, just tiny amount of the 3D back into your 2D diet. But I don't know. I don't think it's a bad pairing. Who gives a shit?
It goes well together, yeah. So this isn't a bad pairing either. I could say that much. So the reason we picked this is you think of a bee, right? And there's nothing sweeter than being stung by a lover sometimes, just a little crack of that whip.
You make it sound like being stung by a bee is a pleasurable experience.
No, I've been stung behind the knee, And that shit was
maybe
terrible.
to our main pro tag. What was his name? They had the same name. It was like Jung Ji-woo and Jung Ji-hoo. Ji-hoo is the...
Ji-hoo and Ji-woo, yeah.
Ji-hoo is the guy.
Yes.
So maybe if you're Ji-hoo, you want to get stabbed by yourself a nice little sweet bee like Ji-woo, you know? Ji-woo's going to come up there with her stinger, and she's going to be like, hey, put this collar on. Yeah! And just
until your
butt ya.
workplace has a recording of that, and then you're susceptible to being fired. Imagine doing that at Pizza Hut. Like, you had a total, like, BDSM play with somebody.
Dude, it smells like food and oil in there. Like,
well, like, for me at the barber shop, it's like, we're kind of covered in hair right now, but that was fun.
oh, you didn't shave your pubes? No, I've been working all day.
But I got a clipper right here, baby. It's not even mine. It's my coworkers, you know.
Yeah.
God, that's so terrible. But yeah, that's the pairing. So
Also, I do want to mention too, in Love and Leashes, there's no sex.
right, yeah,
Like,
there is no sex.
The relationship they have isn't like a romantic relationship. The whole thing is that, you know, from the beginning they say it's hard to have a dom sub relationship and a romantic relationship at the same time, so they try to keep it contractual. So it's not contractual.
Contractual.
They try to keep it contractual,
Yeah.
so it's not like romantic. It's
But maybe, just maybe, it becomes that.
Yeah.
You'll find out. You
Yeah.
can watch it, but
well, I mean, definitely. You know, we're there for the romance, but
Yeah.
it's just. I thought that was another interesting little bit, and it had to do with what
Definitely,
you were
yeah.
saying.
yeah, it wasn't like there was no sex in it, you know, which was refreshing. But so I was just gonna mention with Honey Hefeweizen, we've already said this, but yeah, it's probably one of the smoothest beers I ever have, and I feel like that's
It's
said so
easy.
loosely. Everyone's like, if something's good, they say smooth, but
I-
this is literally velvet smooth.
I'm
like,
trying to explain what this tastes like, how it feels. It doesn't. It's got like such a subtle flavor.
it does.
It's hard to pick it out. I mean, what do you think? Because to me, it's like it's got a little bit of a splash, you know, like it's
Yeah.
good, but it goes down like water. It is.
It does.
easy.
So it's the classic Hefeweizen, which is a German style of beer. So it kind of has that really, like, it's malty, but like a refreshing malty. And it goes down very easy. Malty.
That's a good term, I
Definitely.
think.
And with the honey, it's subtly sweet, and it has that powderiness from the floral aspect of the honey. Kind of that little bit of just like powder, velvet, just... It goes down like
You're giving
water.
me more of a physical image of this flavor that, you know, 5 seconds ago I knew nothing about. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? You're right. Malty, powdery, a little sweetness from the honey.
Yeah, and it's almost, you know, and it's not depicted in here, but there's almost a slight nuttiness to the honey. Like, it has that, it's reminiscent of like when I was walking through New York with my like pops when I was a kid, and like getting like the, you know, chestnuts like during Christmas time, like the roasted chestnuts and stuff. Like, it has that nutty honey kind of malted sweetness, but it's so like subdued. Like, you're not drinking this like, oh, I'm drinking straight honey right now. It's just like a honeyed wheat.
Yeah.
So,
I actually really like this beer.
and it's not overly dry, not overly salty. It's like, that's the cool thing about Hefeweizen is like, you just get that little bit of breadiness, but like not much else. But sometimes that's what you want.
I
you know?
usually don't much like Hefeweizens
Yeah.
because I feel like there's not enough to them. Like, there isn't a whole lot of flavor. You know, they are very simple and kind of diluted. Or
They're linear.
They're very subdued. But this is good.
Yeah.
I like this.
And just so proud that it's from Arizona. This is an Arizona brewer. So Gilbert, east side of Phoenix. Is it still considered Phoenix in Gilbert, or?
I mean, Phoenix is a city,
Yeah.
so no, it's Gilbert. But
Well, I'm saying, I thought it was kind of like San Diego, where it's like there's San Diego County and there's San Diego City.
I don't.
So I think because like we're a suburb of Phoenix.
Yeah,
here.
but Gilbert is just like a suburb.
Gilbert is just Gilbert.
Yeah.
So it's not considered
Well, I mean, it's
Phoenix
like
as a whole.
it's in the greater metropolitan area.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
It's not like
So.
if you were to say like, do you live in Phoenix? It's like if you're talking to somebody out of state, you'd probably say yes. I tell 90% of people I live in Phoenix.
Same here, yeah.
We live 20 minutes outside of Phoenix. We live in Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know? It's Gilbert's the same thing, just on the East Valley.
It's kind of like Texas, how if someone explains where they're from, they're like, oh, I'm like an hour from Dallas or an hour from Austin.
Yeah.
They're in some podunk, but it's like, that's the only way to describe it, where someone would be like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I know this one word.
If you say Tonopah, nobody's going to know what you're talking about unless they grow weed. They're like,
Goodyear.
oh, Tonopah. Yeah, I've never heard of Phoenix, but Tonopah.
If you say Goodyear, they're like, wait, the tire?
The tire?
Yeah, like the tire.
Yeah. That's actually where they make all the tires.
Yeah.
It's just one big
Every
tire plant.
like if you have tires on your car, probably over here.
Yeah, we make them all there.
Yeah.
There's no houses. We all live in a factory. We make Goodyear tires.
You're not allowed another occupation if you live in Goodyear. Oh, thanks for moving the city. By the way, you make tires now. Well, I'm a doctor. Not anymore.
Speaking of which, keep your voice down. If they figure out we're trying to get out of the system, they're going to come for us.
Yes, this is kind of our escape is YouTube, but, not for long. So please, in that case, like, subscribe, share. We hit that 35 mark. We want to see that 40, baby. Just that 4-0.
Actually, the Michelin Man is afraid of the number 40, and he's like the hitman of Goodyear.
Yeah.
So if we get to
Do
40,
us a solid. Yeah.
Yeah. The club meeting won't be attacked by AR-15s
because
and red
we don't want to
dots.
see the club shut down. There's still currently only 37 members, so we need at least 40 to keep this club alive.
Don't you usually need like 4?
Shh.
Right.
They don't have to know that.
I'm sorry. I'll cut that. Cut that.
But anyways, episode 9, episode 10 is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Big. Colossal. It's a milestone for us. So we're going to have some exciting stuff.
We're going to... I don't know. It might.
That's really getting them hyped. We're gonna. I don't know.
It might be too fast of a turnaround. I don't know. Episode 10 is definitely the milestone, and we do have something cool coming. But I just by next week, because this will be out 3 days from now.
Right.
By next week, I don't know if the video will entirely be ready. So you might get it a couple weeks after episode 10. But we are celebrating episode 10, so within the next couple weeks we've got something cool planned that we're working on.
Definitely.
But I just don't think, especially like you're going to California next week.
I am going to San Diego next week.
We're gonna get it prepped and ready in the next week or two, and then probably film in the next like 3 weeks, and then probably get it out within the next month. So something cool is coming
eventually.
It's
just like Attack on Titan. You'll eventually.
Yes. This podcast is Attack on Titan. We follow the same release schedule.
Yeah, 2 years later. So episode 11, baby.
We're gonna put out the cool episode, the cool little special feature that we're gonna do around like episode 15, and then around like episode 115, we're gonna put out the part 2 to that. Season 1, Part 2, 2D Research Club, Episode 13.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah, that was a lot of numbers.
Not hard to follow if you happen to use Anchor. So Anchor is the sponsor. Just kidding. We're not sponsored yet, but we are on Anchor. We mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Check us out on Spotify if you just kind of want an audio only take, because we know not everybody's on YouTube. So we are on Spotify. All of our backlog. So every episode from episode 1 to now is going to be on Spotify. So if you're just driving in the car, you want to pull up YouTube.
I think Spotify also has like a review thing and stuff. We can't really do anything cool on there until we get 50 monthly listeners.
Yeah.
So share with a friend, that you think might be into watching two guys get a little drunk and talk about anime sometimes.
Exactly.
Maybe even Korean dramas more often.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
So thanks for following us along the way. We're stoked. 10's going to be a huge milestone for us. Anyways, the bottom of our hearts, thank you again, especially if you stuck out this entire video. Cheers, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Cool stuff coming.
Peace.